Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. Welcome to our show today. All right, so today, if you've been here before, you know this is Motivational Mondays with Eric and Friends, and I have the great pleasure of having Leah Garcia here, and we may even have some people joining us. But right now, she is the person of the hour. Yes, and today we are talking about how to build a business without burning yourself out, which I feel is very important, especially nowadays. There's a lot going on, and some people simply quit the business not because of the business, but because there's just a lot going on, right? So they just get overwhelmed. So this is a great topic for everybody to learn from, whether you're new or you've been in business for a while. All right. So we're going to get started. We're going to kick it off by going to California to hear from our good friend who is up at 4:02 in the morning for you guys. Yes, she doesn't have to be here. She's extremely successful, but she decided to jump on today to help you guys out. All right. So she is known as the Dynasty Builder. Why is that? Because she helps people with all things money. Okay, whether you want to make more money, whether you want to invest money, whatever you want to do with money, she's the right person to talk to. All right, and she has a great ebook. I would definitely advise you to grab it. It's free, and I learned a lot from it. She's helping people not just build wealth now, but into the future and into for generations. So, and she's a third-degree black belt in martial arts. What does that have to do with this? Everything. Because she knows about working hard. She knows about discipline and sacrifice, right? And you need that. You need that, especially in business today. So without further ado, let me bring on stage my good friend, Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eric of King of Collaboration. Well, happy Money Monday, champions. And this is an incredible topic. My name is Leah Garcia, and I am the Dynasty Builder. We're going to talk about how to build a business without burning yourself out. Listen, you don't get extra points for being exhausted. I'm here early, but guess what? I'm rested. I'm ready to go. How are you doing? Are you getting your rest? Burnout is not a badge of honor. It's usually a sign that your business is withdrawing more energy and faster than it's putting in deposits. So I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets on how to build a business without burning yourself out. Number 1, done beats perfect. I know perfection. I'm a recovering perfectionist too. Listen, perfectionism is expensive. And I don't mean in dollars. I mean in your energy. You got to start messy. You got to start unsure. Start before you have all the answers, because clarity comes before action. It comes from action. And here's the thing. I am a recovering perfectionist. I still have my homework from the 6th grade. I never turned it in. I'm so sorry, Mr. Margosian. Listen, that's what happens is we want perfection, but then we never do anything. Number 2, you can have it all, just not all at once. You can have it all, you can be it all, you can do it all if you schedule it in. But if you have too many things in your calendar, then you're going to become overwhelmed. If everything is important, then nothing is important. You have to be very, very clear about what that money-making activity is. We can get so lost in the sauce because there's so many things that come at us in a day. Clarity creates acceleration. So get really, really clear about what those money-making activities are. Number 3, if you're feeling burnout, change your scenery to change your perspective. Get outside, go do something fun. Get around people who have less than you do. Go volunteer your time. Sit with people who are grateful for what they have. And as you have more gratitude, you will attract more because gratitude is the richest currency there is. Here's the truth. You don't need to hustle harder. You don't need to grind longer. You don't need another strategy that costs you your peace. Remember, what you need is clarity, intention, and alignment. Build a business that funds your life, not one that drains it. True wealth is having success in all the 7 F's. I call it the 7 F's, right? So here's a challenge. Step out of the shadows, share your thoughts, drop a question, get into a real conversation. If you're feeling burnout, have a conversation with somebody, enjoy a coffee chat. Here's the thing, 2026 is our year to get in the mix. You got to be out of the shadows. You're probably feeling burnout. If you do, it's because you're doing this all alone. We all have to work together. And by the way, when you do that, you're going to feel less burnout. You're going to feel energized. You absolutely will. That's why I call myself the queen of coffee chats. I love no pitch coffee chats. And I'm going to leave you with this. The goal isn't to build a business that looks successful. It's to build a business that feels sustainable. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right, all right, all right. Well, that was amazing. And yeah, you like that? I'm getting high tech. I'm so excited. That was amazing, Leah. And that was a TED Talk right there. We learned so much just in the first few minutes. So you think that's good, folks? It gets better and better and better and better, okay? So stick around for about an hour. All right. So, by the way, if you just joined us, definitely put in the chat where you're joining us from. I see Simi here from Jos, Nigeria. I see Sharon Rose. Great to see you. Beautiful soul. You're a beautiful soul too. All right. King of Properties here. Oh my goodness. People are jumping in. So let us know where you're zooming in from. Just say hi, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are. Okay. And I'll shout you out. Appreciate that, Leah. Great job. And we're going to keep on moving. So from California, we're going all the way to Europe, right? Because this is an international show. Okay, this is a global show, as you can see. The first person to join us was from another country. That shows this is a global show, right? This is a global show. And our next speaker, oh my goodness, this guy, he's based in Europe, and he has the British accent to prove it. Okay, so you're going to hear that. And this guy, so he helps people to basically promote their business, right? How would you like to be well known all over LinkedIn, like me? There was a time that nobody knew me on LinkedIn, and I didn't know anybody. But this guy changed it all, okay? So he can change it for you too. He is known as the fame expert because he does make you famous, and I'm a testament to that. All right, so without further ado, let me bring on my good friend, Eni Osong. The floor is yours.
So I'm always blushing when you introduce me so wonderfully, Eric. Right back at you, my friend. Right back at you. Now, it's another great topic. Lucky for me, I've been learning about this recently. I'm going to talk more about it in my events in good time, right? I suppose like everyone here, I think we think more effort, more discipline. That would do it. That's all we need, right? No. I've done years. Anyone who knows me knows I do late nights. I work all day, all night, literally, because I want to get it all done. And so I'm asking myself lately, what is it I'm missing? Because I'm missing something clearly, right? Successful people don't do all day, all night. As Queen Leah says, success comes from having it all. You get your work done, you serve your clients, you make the money, and you have your life. And you don't ruin your health. You can have it all. We really can, right? And those who are successful have it all. They even have time to go to parties, enjoy life, right? So we need that too. That's why I've been asking myself, what's the answer? What is missing? I found the answer, Eric. It's pretty straightforward. So Eni found, and it's like, wow, is that it? Yes, it is just that. Let me break it down for you, my friends. The answer is in a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you've read that, I'm sure many of you have read that book. If you haven't, if you read it once before and didn't quite get it, read it again. Because I've read it a second and a third time now, and it's in the last couple of days to really see what he's saying. And he lays it all out in there, very straightforwardly, right? Here's how it works. We get burnt out when we wake up every day and we don't know what to do. We don't know what we're going to do, right? Anything can happen. And things happen. Lives, right? And we're all doing life. So, and when we don't know what's going to happen, it turns our mind into an anxious mind. That's where burnout comes from. We try harder. We try and do more. Then we don't manage it because we're human. One day our discipline is going to fall. The thing we want to do so badly is going to fall, right? There's another book I read at the same time, which says exactly what James Clear is saying. My friends, the answer is simple. If you want to organize your day and have joy in your day every day, create a system. Yay. That's the answer, right? It's a simple formula where you start off with the clarity that Queen Leah talked about. You know what you want to achieve. You know what's important, right? Don't lie to yourself. Don't put the important things off your list. Make a list of what's important to you. That's why people do to-do lists, right? They know what's important to them. Make that list. And then schedule that list into your life, into your day. Make doing what you do your schedule, right? Let me give you an example. So now my days, they are packed with things I need to do. Alas, I haven't learned better in these last few days. What I do now is quite simple. I wake up, do my morning routine, and then everything I've got to do, each client I'm working with gets an hour of my time. Simple as that. An hour on my business, an hour with client 1, client 2, client 3, client 4. Within 5 hours, I've done my day effectively. That is the reality, right? Maybe you haven't done everything you have to do. What you've done is that you've showed up for each thing that's important to you. You showed up for. You've done work towards. Now today you might do an hour. Tomorrow you might do 3 hours for that client. But what you do by just showing up and doing a bit every day is that you give yourself peace of mind, and you get the work done, and you feel the joy. The reward, the joy of having done it, right? Rather than running around thinking, oh, I didn't do that. Work at the 3 or 4 important things in your day. My coach always said, now pick 5 things at most, and schedule them into your diary. If they're long-term things, do them every day in the same way, same time, same routine. Simple as that. Don't bog up your mind with anxiety. Just keep following your routine. When you wake up tomorrow, you're going to do the same thing again. More progress, more and more. That's the joy of Atomic Habits. I'm so glad I found it because I feel a lot more at peace than ever before. Try it, my friend. I'll leave it there, Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And you get an applause. All right. All right. Look, we are so excited to hear that. Great tips as always. Another TED Talk. Yes, Atomic Habits, a great book. I've read it, and I think I've read it twice actually. It's a great book, and I think it was you that recommended it the first time. So we appreciate that. You never know what you're gonna get here, folks. You never know what you're gonna get. So welcome everybody. I see a lot of people jumping in, but some of you haven't said hi. Okay, you can do it on LinkedIn or YouTube. Okay, Eric F. King on YouTube. You can say hi. All right, so welcome Coral from England. Good to see you. Welcome everybody. So what I would like you guys to do is think of a question to ask us. Okay, so start thinking about a question that you want to ask concerning burnout. No question is a dumb question. All right, just ask the question. You never know. Somebody else may have that same question. Right. All right. So when you have a question, just put it in the comments area. Just write the word question and then put the question, so I know that's a question and I'll be able to go to it. All right, so let me share some information with you. I have three short points, and then we're gonna go around the room and hear a little bit from our speakers today. All right, so there are 3 things I want you to focus on when it comes to this topic. Number 1 is you want to plan your days and your weeks in advance. Okay, plan it in advance. So Over the weekend, right? Actually, before that, maybe Friday, I planned out what I'm going to do today. All the things I'm going to do today. My calendar, I already have people scheduled for every day, actually, this week. I have multiple people scheduled on my calendar. So this week, I'm already planning it out. The last thing you want to do is wake up in the morning and say, okay, what do I do today? What's going to end up happening is the day will get away from you. Not physically, but it will get away from you in terms of you'll find out that the day goes away, like the day is ended and you haven't done anything. And like, wait a minute, I didn't do anything today. And especially if you're an entrepreneur, it's very important. And let me tell you why. If you're working at the job does that for you. So you don't have to worry about that, right? The job plans your day, plans your tasks, plans everything. So all you have to do is show up, do what they tell you to do, and you're good. And then come home and then you get the check. But if you're an entrepreneur, you got to do yourself. So you got to plan your day. Make sure that you're productive. You're doing income producing activity. Write that down. Income producing activity. Because if you're not, the whole month will go by and you realize that, wait, I haven't made any money yet. And I have bills. So plan your days and your weeks. Okay. Number 2 is delegate the tasks that you're not good at or it takes up too much of your time. That is so important. Delegation is so important. And I had an issue with that. It was a challenge for me because I like to plan something and just do it myself, right? If you want to get things done, do it yourself. That's how I used to think. But here's the problem. You only have 24 hours in a day, right? You only have 24 hours in a day. So I'll give you an example. I post videos every day, and I'm about to actually start posting more. Every day you're going to see my videos, every single day, right? Now, I'm good at doing videos, but I'm not good at editing videos. Like it could take me 10 minutes to do a video and post it. To create a video. But it could take me an hour and a half to edit that one video. Right? So does that make sense? It doesn't make sense, right? So I hired someone that can edit videos much faster than me. And he can post them much faster than me. Right? So all I have to do is do the video, send it to him, and he does all of that. Right? So, and that's an example. So whatever it is that that takes up a lot of your time, it's not income producing. Right? It's not income producing. That's what you want to delegate that to somebody that can do it. For me, I delegate so much now. Not just in business. I don't mow my lawn. I delegate that. Everything. The house. We don't clean anymore. We delegate that. Why? Because it just frees up your time to do the things that really matter. Right? And to me, it's a win-win situation. You're paying somebody that loves to do it, and they get paid, and you get the task done. It's a win-win situation. So delegate as much as you can. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is have some time to recharge. Right? Like for me, I get obsessed about my business. I said it, obsessed. That's right, obsessed. People say, why are you obsessed? Because people get obsessed about sports teams. They get obsessed about players. They get obsessed about athletes. They get obsessed about musicians and singers and Super Bowl and everything. Can I get obsessed about my business? Is that okay? Anyway, so I get obsessed. And when you get obsessed, when you get obsessed, what happens is you do it all day, every day. And I ended up doing that. I was doing that, but it's not good for you, right? Because you can get burned out. So there are certain days I don't do anything. Well, not the whole day, but like Fridays, for instance, you cannot set an appointment on Friday afternoon. You can't even set an appointment on my calendar because I'm not meeting anybody, right? I take that time to recharge. I intentionally go and watch a movie, right? I do something to take my mind off of everything, right? Because if you don't do that, you're going to burn out. Vacations are important. I take about 2 vacations a year. One internationally. Now, it didn't start out that way, so I'm not saying you have to do that, right? You can, if you can just drive somewhere that's an hour away and, with the family, right? So start where you are, and then, you can go from there. But I always spend time away from where I am, right? to recharge. So those are the three things I would talk about. I would share with you. Number one, plan your week, your days and your weeks in advance. Delegate the things that take up a lot of time or you're not good at. And number three is have a day to recharge, at least one day. All right. So those are the points that I want to share with you all. So what we're going to do now is quickly we are going to go around the room. And
You didn't give yourself a round of applause.
oh, that's right. You see? Here we go. Here we go, Eric. Thank you. All right, appreciate that. All right, that feels good. That feels good. I'm gonna do that for myself every time and for everybody from now on. All right. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go around the room. Some of you don't know. Either you may know them, some of you don't, but some of you don't know how much they help people every day. Right? They help so many people. That's why I have them on this call. So I want them to tell you all what they're doing right now, how they're helping people, what they have going on, and then I will share a little bit with you, and then we're gonna get to your questions. All right. So let's start with Leah, and then after Leah, Annie, you can jump in.
Thank you so much, Eric. And yes, we love the round of applause, right? You got to take a moment to rah-rah yourself for sure. So I am the Dynasty Builder, and February is the month of love. And so it is the month of the last love letter that you can leave to your loved ones. And that is your life insurance policy. So I'm talking all about life insurance this month. I've got to just drop my great newsletter. Please check it out. I'd love to enjoy a no-pitch coffee chat with you and get to know you and find out what you're doing. I also host Wealthy Wednesday every single week, 10 a.m. Pacific. I'm always looking for guest speakers. So if you're looking for a speaking opportunity, I'd love to talk to you. With that, hand it to you, Godfather.
Again, I see many of our friends, even more have joined us, right? My biggest thing that's coming up is on the 26th of February. Something I call author speakers. Now, my mission is to give authors, everything that they need to be successful. Writing a book is the first part, of course, and after that, we have to get the book. I think the author's message is more important than the book sometimes. But authors don't get a chance to share their message. So I'm going to give authors a stage. Eric gives authors a studio to deliver the message and to practice the message as well. So I want to give them a stage in real life. So my first event, I got 6 authors coming to speak, come to inspire people with, why they write. So the event page is going up this afternoon. So look out for the link to buy your $12 tickets. And join us, and then there's many reasons. I say inspiration, of course. You get to buy authors' books at discount prices, authors' services at discount prices. You get to network with people as well. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, put in the comments if you want. Otherwise, connect with me, and I'll happily share the link with you. Who knows? You might be our next author speaker. So fun times are coming, Eric. Fun times are here, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do the applause at the end because I don't want to keep going back and forth. I don't want to keep going back and forth. It's becoming work now. It's becoming work. Yes. I need to delegate the applause.
It has to be earned. It has to be earned. Do it when something amazing happens. Right?
No, it was earned. It's just that we'll get to that at the end, okay? Because it's a lot of work right now. I'm getting overwhelmed and burned out with applauses. Oh my God! All right, so hey, we have fun here. This is live, right? This is live. We don't rehearse this stuff, okay? We don't rehearse this stuff. All right, so 2 things I want to promote real quick. Oh, hi, Natasha. Natasha's here. Good to see you. 2 things I want to share. Number 1 is what I do. Okay, so I am the founder and CEO of the #1 stage in the world for speakers, coaches, and authors to share their expertise and sell their offers. Okay, #1 stage in the world. If you never heard of it, go to studiospeaking.com. Studiospeaking.com. And when you go there, you'll notice that we have a 4-minute video. That 4-minute video has changed a lot of lives. And it's only 4 minutes. That's all you need to do. Click on that video and you will be shocked. You're like, wow, I didn't know. I didn't know. That's what you'll say. I didn't know about this, right? So don't tell me I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. 4 minutes, 4 minutes. You will find out how we're helping speakers, coaches, and authors from all over the world to share their expertise. Not only do you get to speak on stage, you get the footage, because a lot of people don't have video footage speaking in the studio, right? You get that. We give you the pictures. We even give you an award for your past accomplishments, right? We do the things that most people never do. Oh, do you know how we promote you? I'm not even going to tell you. Watch the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Watch the video. All right. So do that. If you're interested in speaking at one of my events, all you have to do is book a call. So you apply, you click apply, you just fill out a little questionnaire so we know what you're going to speak about, right? You got to be an expert. Don't book a call and say, Eric, I can talk about anything. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Okay. So I'm giving you a tip, right? Don't do that, because then you can't speak on my stage, because that means you're not an expert, right? So, all right. So if you're interested, click on the link, book a call, and I'll meet with you personally to discuss and see if this is a good fit. Okay. All right. So that's number one. Number two is I have an event coming up. Oh my goodness. This event will be the best event I've ever done in 25 years. All right. Best event I've ever done in 25 years. Why? Because the caliber of speakers is insane. It's incredible. All right. 15 world-class speakers. Let me just tell you a few things to be talking about. Just a few. Okay. We have a lady talking about intimacy and connection with your partner. Isn't that powerful? I can't teach you that. I'm not an expert, all right? She's an expert, right? We have someone talking about trauma and how to get over trauma. We have a lady that will teach you public speaking. She's one of the best in the country at teaching public speaking, okay? We have a guy who is a former Globetrotter, and he will teach you how to stay fit, even from the comfort of your home. Imagine that. Someone will be talking about financial planning and building your portfolio. We have a book writing expert that will be in the house. We have people in 15 different industries that can help you level up your life. And here's the deal. It's free. It's not free to use the studio. It's not free for all the speakers to fly down to the studio to talk to you. It's not free for all the dinners, because we take them out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's not free, right? It's not free to pick them all up with our transportation company, right? It's not free. All the things we do is not free. But guess what? You get to see the product for free. All you have to do is click on the link. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the chat right now. So Carl, if you can do that for me, I'll do it on my end. Just click on the link. It's Success with Eric / impact and influence. So you don't even have to remember all of that. Just click on the link and register for free. And I put it in right now. I just pasted it. Carl, if you can do that as well. All right. Click on the link, register. It's the 23rd and 24th of this month. 23rd and 24th of this month. It's going to be about 3 hours or so, something like that. People say, well, Eric, I don't have 3 hours. How much time do you have? Show up. Like, don't give yourself an excuse for not showing up. You can come for 30 minutes and get enough information to change your life. Did you know that? To change your life forever, right? People say, well, Eric, you know so much about so many industries, because I go to these events. I'm always there, so I learn, right? So you want to learn, and you want to change your life this year, right? Everybody says, well, this year will be a great year. This is my year, new me, new everything. But then they do the same thing and have the same results. You got to have new skills. New skills. That's the key. Not new resolutions, new skills, right? All right, so click on that, register, and I will see you on the big screen, because you're going to be on a big screen. Yeah, it's going to be, wear something good. You're going to be on big screen. All right, so let's keep going. We are now going to go to our questions. Okay, so let's see. Who has a question here? Let's see. Oh, I see a real good question. I see a real good question by Coral. Here we go. What are the earliest signs of burnout for entrepreneurs? That's good. What are the earliest signs of burnout? Now, obviously, this is subjective, so my panelists can have different answers. Probably will, right? So I'll send it out to Leah and then Annie.
Yeah, I would say your family would probably give you the best indication. Are you irritable? Are you cranky? Are you complaining all the time? Are you cutting them off? So that could be something. And just being really recluse. If you're just like all you feel like you're doing is in front of the computer and just, work, 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 then that could be an early sign of burnout. And really, that's a great question. Really important to realize that, because if you don't realize that early sign, then what will happen is you'll just give up. You'll just quit. You'll just say, this is too much. I can't do this. You won't even know how to remedy that or even see that there's some adjustments you need to make. That's a great question, Coral. Over to you, Godfather.
I love your answer. I'm always wary of being attentive to how I feel. I think when work becomes when what you do starts becoming a joy, a pleasure. I've been trying to find why. I say, and when it becomes too much, your body never lies. That's the one big lesson I learned. So you start getting aches, pains, things that didn't used to ail you. Even for me, it's toothache. Literally when I get run down, I get toothache, and that's always my cue to slow down, to take some time off. Eric said, have a day of resting, and have time to rest, have time to enjoy with doing other things apart from working. He said, when I get toothache, I know it's time to stop, and my eye can swell up as well. I used to get that quite a lot when I was in school, especially. And I say, but no, I said, listen to your body. Then there's issues in your tissues, they say, right? Listen carefully. When your body's telling you, listen, and then otherwise it will break down, and then you can't work. And then that's no good to you, right? It's very expensive when you can't work.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Warning signs is basically when things aren't the way they're supposed to be, right? You're getting tired, or you're getting a headache, or things are not the way they're supposed to be, and you know that something's got to give, right? So that's why you should say, hey, this is called burnout. Right? And then sometimes too, you're doing something that you used to be excited about, but you're not excited about it anymore. It's time to move on, right? It's time to move on. Like, you could do something for years. I remember Oprah Winfrey used to have a talk show, and we used to get on that talk, watch it every week. She did it for 25 years. She loved it. So at the end, they said, "Do you miss it?" She said, "No, I was tired." Now don't miss it, right? I was tired, right? So you do something while you love it. I know someone contacted me a couple months ago. He said he wanted to buy my company, and he gave me, offered me a lot of money. I said, no, I'm too excited about this. I don't need the money. I just want to help the people right now. I don't know, I'm good, right? Now, 25 years from now, give me a call. Maybe I'll be tired of it. Maybe I'll be tired of it in 25 years. But now I'm excited about it. I want to put 1,000 speakers on my stage now. Like, I'm excited about this, changing lives, right? So, great question. All right, so let's go to, look, let me challenge you all. Somebody put another question there. Look, I'm gonna put up another question by Coral, but I want somebody else to put a question in here, okay? Who's gonna be that person that's going to say, this is my question, all right? And if you're thinking right now, I have a question, but I'm a little shy, this is the time to get over your shyness. This is it. You have an opportunity. Eric just gave you an opportunity to get over your shyness. So put in the chat, whether you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, say question, and then put in your question, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to give you a round of applause from the system. I'm gonna give you a round of applause if you put a question in there. Okay. All right. All right. So let me do this. Let me 1 second. Okay. So let me go back to Carl had another good question, and then I'm sure somebody's going to step up and put a question in there. I can find it. And if you all see a good question, let me know if I can find it. Okay, I guess this is
Coral,
similar.
did you
Go
get
ahead,
it?
Leah. Is this it? Warning
It
signs?
was something like that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's do that. Warning signs. So yeah, it's similar to the last one, but we can add some points to this. What are the warning signs that you are burnt out or burning out? So let's talk about this, and then we'll get to the next question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would just refer back to what are people saying around you about you? Are they noticing it? And also, like, what are some habits you can do to avoid that burnout? Eric touched on it, and I think he kind of glossed over it in the beginning, which is having a strong evening routine. I don't sleep much, but I sleep well. I say I sleep faster. And what I mean by that is I have a strong evening routine. I actually have a routine to put myself to bed so that I sleep really good. I only slept like 4 hours last night, but look at, I'm awake and alive, right? So if you have a strong routine and it really does help you to decompress, like you download your day on paper, you have some things that you do to help yourself get warm and fuzzy. Maybe you get your bunny slippers, you have a cup of tea so that you rest really well. And that can really, that will serve you long term. And I think that's really been the secret to my success of not ever feeling burnout, is because I've always had a really strong evening routine. So hopefully that helps. Great question, Coral. Over to you, Godfather.
For me, the warning signs is like the joy thing is important. I think we need to find true purpose in what we do, in the life we live. I think, as Eric said just now, when you are excited about what you do for as long as you can. Yeah, and that's not always a good thing. Literally, the risk that many of us take is that we do things because it's a job. It's what I do for work. It's what I do, right? I think even in every job I ever did, I found a reason for doing it. It's a stepping stone. He has to pay the bills. He has to do this. He has to do that. There's a reason. I want to go on holiday, and so I'm doing this extra on top, right? I think I guess keep the joy up. It's when that joy goes that work becomes a chore. So if you can keep the excitement going, if you can keep the happiness going, then as soon as that begins to wane, you have to ask yourself, what's missing? What's changed? What's gone wrong? There's a question I would ask today, Eric, if I could, right? The question would be, what do you do if you feel that you're burning out? I'll leave it there.
Yes, thank you. And that's the question we're going to pose to you all right now. What do you do if you feel that you're getting burned out? Put that in the chat, okay? So we can talk about it, right? Because everybody's different. Everybody, and one thing I've always done all for my whole career is I am open to hearing from other people, right? No man is an island. There are some of you on this call right now can give us tips that will change our lives. I mean, me, Leah, and Annie, right? So put it in the chat. What do you do when you feel that you're burnt out or when you feel that you're burning out? Because that can help us. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to put the question up. You see, teamwork makes the dream work. Look at that. Annie asked a question. Leah posted it. You see, I'm giving a round of applause for my team right here. We need a round of applause. Yeah. Yes. That's teamwork right there. All right. So now you guys are part of the team. So now what we want you to do is, number one, put a question in the chat. But if you don't have a question, then let us know what you do to overcome burnout or prevent burnout. Not overcome, but prevent it. All right. In the meantime, you can share. You two can share. Annie and Leah, you can share what you do to prevent burnout yourself. So I will mute, and then you guys can share.
Yeah, for sure. I find getting my body moving, training martial arts, exercising, right? Releasing that I believe that it gets that clarity. It helps you to clear your mind. And then I go and play with my beautiful, precious 7-year-old grandson, right? When you run around and laugh and just forget everything else, that is like the best, to me, the best medicine. So work out, go for a walk on the beach, and play with your little children in your life. Over to you, Godfather.
I say, I totally agree with you. Phone, calm down. Calm down, phone. I don't want. Stop doing that. Why some? Honestly, very annoying. Anyway, I think that the same with me every day. So every day, I make time to go and make some exercise. Yeah, I don't do as much as I could, because I don't need to. I'm middle aged now, right? When I was young, I had to do a lot of hours of running around and lifting, but now I think you learn these routines that you can do for your age. As when you get to middle age, you don't need to spend 6 hours in the gym. It's not going to do you any good at all. So you find exercises that are actually going to work for you. You probably find you can do half an hour and get the same benefits, right? And so literally, I've got things that I have routines that I do at home, which are they're much easier. They can be done quicker. So now that's a big part of my joy, and of what I do. The second thing that I do is spend time with the family. I say literally, I will stop work and go and spend time with my son. He's 17, so I'll spend time with him. Almost every night, pretty much. Just chill for an hour. It takes your mind off work. Yeah. The other thing I would say, is take breaks. Take breaks. We love to think we're being productive by sitting there for 6 hours. After the first hour, my friends, your productivity goes down. You do, you achieve less. You do less, right? Give yourself a mental break, a physical break. Walk away from the desk, from the computer. Breathe, relax for a bit, and then normally you come back energized. That will give you the energy to do a bit more. All this packing our day full of stuff doesn't help us, and those working long hours doesn't help us either. It's about achieving more efficiently. That's a real game.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was powerful. Yeah. So and I agree with all of that. And thank you guys for everybody that's putting in the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's see. All right. See. Oh, Natasha says I'm gonna go on YouTube now. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. What did people say? Change your environment. Okay, change your environment. That's good. Right? Change your mindset and your environment. Change your scenery. Okay, Carl says change your scenery, right? That's good. Sometimes I walk out, I take a walk, because when you work from home, people think, oh, you're so lucky. But the problem is you get bored. Right? I work from home, but I get bored. So, I have to go out. Like, I have to just take a walk, meet people, right? All right, good. Let's see who else. Oh, Eric Dobie says, think about what you're grateful for. Yeah, it's hard to get burned out when you think about what you're grateful for. You're happy about it, right? A friend of mine, he has this phrase where he says, "Are you complaining or are you bragging?" Right? So I have to go to Atlanta. I have this speaking engagement, and then I have this mastermind. Then I have to come back, and then I have an event in February. Oh my God! He says, "Are you complaining or are you bragging?" Because some people don't have a mastermind to go to. Some people don't have an event to go to, right? So that's the thing. So if you're grateful, you're like, oh, I'm doing well. Thank God for that. If Zion was here, he would have talked about it. Zion would have talked about being grateful to God, right? So let me play the role of Zion today. Yes, be thankful to God, right? Be thankful to God. All right. Let's see. Take breaks and go on holidays. Yes, absolutely. Take breaks, go on holidays, and you don't have to go across the world. I know you see people posting Dubai, on their timeline. You're like, oh my goodness, I can't go to Dubai, so I can't relax. You can relax. You can go across the town, across the city, and relax. Okay, so you don't have to go anywhere special. Okay, all right. Let's see. Any more? Oh, by the way, Emanuela, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Who else has joined us? Roxanne, welcome to the show. Yes, listen to music. Roxanne says listen to music. Yes, I love that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I love listening to music. Yes, and Leah said love that. Just what I said too. I love that. Yeah. What else? What else? Who else has joined us? Let's see. Is anybody else has joined us? I know that a lot of people have joined. Jay's here. Good to see you. Yeah, yeah. Have a blessed day to you too. Good, Jay. Yeah, I met Jay online through another friend of mine on LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is powerful. You guys need to connect with Eddie for LinkedIn. By the way, Eddie, I like when you said that you don't have to do what everybody else does. I joined. So, guys, let me tell you something. I joined a group, a CrossFit workout group, and it was an hour. It's an hour workout. After 15 minutes, I'm like, I'm out. I'm like, look, y'all, I'm too old for this stuff. Okay, I look, this is crazy.
That is not what
I'm
I
like,
thought you were going to
when you get
say.
older, your mind gets what you used to do.
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
I know. I'm full of surprises. But you think you can do what you used to do. But then you see people doing it, the young folks. Then you're like, oh, I can't do that anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna buy out. So what I said, I'm going to the bathroom, and then I kept going. It just kept going out, right? But I work out I work out every like at least 3 times a week now. I have another group now. This is not as intense. Okay, so I'm good now. It's not as intense. All right. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, because we're real too, right? We tell you the truth, right? We're real people. All right. So that's what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, your phone. You know why Annie's phone kept going off? Because people from all over the world keep calling him to make him famous. So he can't stop his phone from going off. So we understand, Annie. We understand your predicament. We understand. All right. All right. So let's keep going. Hi. Let's see. Rufine Loveth, welcome. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. All right. Do we have any? Let's roller skating. Okay, roller skating. I used to do that too. I'm not gonna get on those roller skates anymore because I don't know what's gonna happen. But I used to love roller skating. Back then, we didn't have a whole lot, so roller skating was big. Like we couldn't get on the internet, right? So roller skating was big back then. Yeah. So I guess it's still big. That's good. That's good. All right. So let me go to Leah and
There's a
Annie.
question. There's a question at 12:22.
Okay. Let's
You know,
see.
if you want to have a look.
Yeah. Let me check. Oh, okay. So that'll be 7:22, I guess. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay.
22. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's talk about that. Okay. Thank you. All right. What does a successful but sustainable entrepreneurial life actually look like to you? I like that. I think was it Leah that said successful but sustainable? Yes. Okay, let's talk about it. So Leah, if you can go first, because I'm sure you have the answer because you said you mentioned those words. So you
Well,
better
you know
have the
what?
answer.
I've been running
Okay.
my pace for 20 years. February 28th will be 20 years I've been in this business, and I've been doing this crazy pace for a long time. But what I learned is I learned how to ebb and flow. You have to find your cadence. Not everybody is going to be able to mirror my cadence or Eric's or even any who's up 24/7, right? We always say sleep is for the weak. But here's the thing is that when you find your cadence, that's sustainable. You may need more mornings. I'm not a morning person, but I force myself to be. But at the same time, I understand that there's times that I'm going to block off my calendar. There's days that I block off my whole weekend. You may have vacations you need to take. So it's really finding that pace and cadence that is yours. And you can't really find that in a book. You have to just see where your boundaries are. You got to know if you're a morning person or an evening person, what are the things that you need to do to take care of yourself? Maybe you got to take that beach walk. Maybe you need a massage. Maybe you got to go to the gym. Maybe you need to read or listen to music. Maybe you need that quiet time. Maybe you need more sleep. And when you schedule it in, then you actually do it. It's all looks good on paper, but have a schedule that you actually do. Book those times off. Queen Dr. Leslie Flowers, and I'm implementing this year. She said, take a Friday off every 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks, I'm going to have a 3-day weekend. I'm going to block it off my calendar and just take that respite care. So find your ability, like how fast can you work and what slow downs do you need? With that, I hand it over to you, Godfather.
Yeah, so welcome, Jeffrey. I see you. I guess maybe my reason for being as passionate as I am, because I think you need that passion for something, right? I think you need that, and for me, that passion is on many levels. That's why, okay, I guess I just keep going, right? Now, the first one is that I want to solve a problem for people. I think when you have that, we all have that power to see a problem and try and fix it for people. Of course, I want to make money in the process. Of course I do. We all do, right? I can't carry on and do it for free forever, right? And so solving that problem is number one. I think giving my family financial freedom is number two, right? I think also, maybe the biggest one in all of that is probably my sense of freedom. As Queen Leah said, you can work in the morning, work in the night, you can do what you work at your own pace, right? I love the freedom that being an entrepreneur gives me. Yeah, I don't abuse it. That's why I don't lay in bed all day. I think, but that freedom is a choice that we get to make. As Eric said, we get to do these things, without anyone on our shoulder, anyone on our back. In the early days, it can feel like this, your customers are on your case. I think when we create a process that really works, that delivers for them, that's the number one on my list, which is solve a problem. Once we begin to find our feet and find our process, as we discussed today, life is a joy. There's nothing like it. I wasn't a great fan of going to the office ever when I was younger. Because it was just the whole thing was just weird. Other people, their weirdisms, their bad moods. Like, how miserable can this be, right? As an entrepreneur, you don't get any of that stuff, right? And long may it continue.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. This is good stuff. Good stuff. So let's see. Coral said that she likes to take off on Friday and play on the weekends, right? And then Leah says, "So how do you play, right? What do you do?" And then Carl said, "I like to go to church, right?" So here's the thing. It's good to have something to look forward to. Like, you know what I mean? You can have a stressful Thursday, but you're like, on Sunday, I'm going to go to church. Or I'm going to go get a massage on Saturday, or like whatever it is. Have something to look forward to, something fun to look forward to. That's what I would say. Have something fun to look forward to. And it could be, my grandchildren are coming over, right? It's going to be like, that's fun, right? Have something fun to look forward to, right? Everybody can find a way to prevent burnout. All right. By the way, 6 people have registered for the event, for my event. Congratulations to you guys. I don't know if you want me to tell you to say who it is, so I won't say it, but 6 people have registered. So click on the link to register. And as we wrap up, let me by the way, I just want to acknowledge all the people that put something in the chat. Okay, so let me do that for a second. That made a comment. Right. So, and I'm saying about what we said, give us one thing you do. So let's see. Coral said roller skating. All right. Roxanne said listen to music. Let's see. Who said traveling? I think Coral said traveling. Natasha, go on YouTube. Let's see. Eric Doby said be grateful. Be grateful. Right. So I just want to acknowledge all of you for being a part of this, right? So you get an applause. You get an applause. All right. Yeah, let's all work together to educate each other and lift each other up. We can all learn from each other, right? We can all learn from each other. So when you're on this call, the difference between what we do and a typical online event is we want to hear from you, right? We actually want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you have to say. All right. All right. So, having said that, I think we can wrap up. We appreciate all of you being here today. As always, it's always great to come here every Monday to share and also to learn. Right? I share, I learn. We all learn and grow. And here's what I would ask you to do. First of all, if you're here live, put in the chat #live, #live. Okay. If you're watching this on replay, put in #replay if you're watching this on replay. And here's what I would ask you to do. We do this for you for free. We do this for you for free. We could, we could charge for everything we do, but there are certain things we just want to help the community, right? So here's what we would ask in return. Share this with other people. Share this. If you're on LinkedIn, just reshare or whatever they call it on LinkedIn, right? Repost. If you're on Facebook, you can do the same thing. If you're on YouTube, take that YouTube link and share it with your Facebook friends, right? Share it so they can hear the good news. We get testimonials from people all the time. People contact me all the time. Thank you, Eric. This is how you changed my life, or this is how your panelists changed my life. And one guy actually said that he cannot start his day on Monday without us. He said that one time he got to work and he realized he wasn't feeling right. So he sat in the car and looked for the link and listened to it before he went into work. You see, that's powerful. Think about the people out there that need that, and those people, right? So you want to share this with at least 3 people. 3 people today. Share this with at least 3 people today. And you'll see how you'll be blessed, because if you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything you want. All right. So I think we're going to end with that. It has been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be here with you this morning. And I wish you all the best that life has to offer. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. All right. All right. And this is for the final clap.